Oh, it's Friday night, folks, and we got some more Final Fantasy Randomizer 2020 co-op action. Game 2 between Clever Team Name and Last Minute Chaos. Clever Team Name, obviously on the left-hand side, Sawney Wrath, Dark Moon. Last Minute Chaos on the right-hand side, Ganon's Gone Wild and Fried Teeth. My name is Dang Wu, and I am broadcasting with the one, the only, my co-op partner, Gregory Puff. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing awesome. I'm super stoked to be calling game 2 of this because we did call game 1, which was a couple nights ago, and it was quite the barn burner. We do know for a fact that Ganon's Gone Wild and Fried Teeth are up 1-0 against Sawney Wrath and Dark Moon EX, so we know that Sawney Wrath and Dark Moon EX have to win this match in order to co-op tournament and push us to a game 3. I think they have their game 3 scheduled for tomorrow night, or pretty sure it's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. So if we do make it there, where we'll end up being. We got our team names up right now. I'm assuming we're about to let these guys go here in a moment. If you're wondering what's happening, we are doing co-op. And it's going to be pretty exciting stuff. All key items are going to be shared between both runners. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is just they're in their own little broadcast booth talking to each other, letting each other know where things are. But that's pretty much what we got going on here.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was a very close match. Sawney showed the power of the ninja. The katana made swift work of Temple of Fiends Revisited with that thief. Dark Moon didn't have it, so he had to use an X-Cal. Meanwhile, Last Minute Chaos was able to use a Masa plus 3 and really didn't have much issues because of that Masa plus 3, which was a very early find, along with that ribbon. Clever Team Name had the advantage in game 1, at least in shard count, but Last Minute Chaos literally lived up to their name. Last minute, came behind and was able to win it.
Yeah, it was, like I said, pretty exhilarating stuff. Sawney Wrath did come in overall the winner of that race, but unfortunately, the way the co-op tournament works this time around is that both members of the team have to finish the game in order for them to be declared the victor. So even though Sawney Wrath was the first across the finish line, Ganon's Gone Wild and Fried Teeth were the first team collective to actually win, because Dark Moon got kind of hung up there in that Topher. And soon we'll be going. We'll talk about what we're doing here. We know we got entrance floor shuffle going on. Canary is always going to be Canary, but everything else is going to be different. All floors are going to be shuffled around. Towns are going to be shuffled around. We've got pretty much everything is incentivized except for mermaids and marsh locked. And then we also have a opal bracelet and a ribbon in the incentive pool. Blurshed weapons and gear is kind of a thing that we're doing right now. It's a flag that, and speaking of which, we are going. And Castle Canaria is
it a dungeon? But we get cake. I rolled it, and it goes into Tiamat right off the bat.
Yeah, so Tiamat, wow, that sounds exciting, because you would get 4 shards from taking on Tiamat if you could kill Tiamat. We got a Warmech kind of hanging out in front of Tiamat, so can't do cheeky Brack strats, but look at these spells here. Fade, Life 2. Big time spells rolling here in White Magic. Fade specifically fantastic for the White Mage right now, but will be Red Wizard learnable once class change happens.
I mean, this is actually a very interesting start here. Fire 3, Cake Warp, and Fade that is White Mage, White Wizard learnable, and Ganon's doing exactly what I thought he would have done. You're going to try and gain these early levels here.
And fighters...
Because if you run into slimes, you have the Fire 3, you have the Fade. Ooh, the fighters rolled high though. Unfortunate. But yeah, who cares? We want our mages to have levels anyways, if we can get away with it.
Yeah, and fighters, while they, first off, fighters are going to roll high anyway because Trash is clamped, but there's an encounter right after it, and he's out of fire charges. He's going to try to run away, and unfortunately takes a wipe right there, so, man, that's crazy. And the
Yeah.
Yeah, the encounter rate's kind of low. I think it's set to 66%. We know that the Bridge of Destiny, of course, has like higher encounter rate overall in the game, but still, it's just crazy to see that he was able to get through that fighter battle and then immediately took a step and took on those slimes that you had mentioned earlier. And Topher's Topher.
Yeah, and so Exit was white mage only. So that kind of gives more stock to that white mage. Early, it's all ready because it's got that fade spell. But as we're kind of looking around here, Gregory, I kind of did a little pregame interview. That's right, I did prep work, okay? So one of the things is Fryteeth watched back and said, you know what, they brought up a good point. I need to make sure to buy some early armor. Because he kind of forgot that all he had was a ribbon on like a couple of his casters. He said, I need to make sure to buy early armor, you know, not allow people to punch out my mages for free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, try not to dive multiple times trying to get out the floater or inside of a dungeon because it just eats up time so quickly. So those were things from Last Minute Chaos to hopefully win 2-0 because they don't want to go to Game 3. They've seen what Sonny Wrath can do. And Darkmoon, no slouch either, and especially when he's getting help from Sonny Wrath to help him speed up and stuff like that. Like, you don't want to go to Game 3 against anybody in this tournament, but, you know, don't give Sonny Wrath any extra time.
No, not at all. And everyone's just kind of all over in different places. Sonny Wrath is in what appears to be Mirage 2, which I'm not sure exactly what dungeon that is, but he has found Waterfall. Over on Fryteeth's side, I noticed that he found Kraken. So now we've got 2 of our fiends. That's 8 shards right there that are right here in this inner continent. I didn't see Brack or Bane, so there's no cheeky strats that they could pull against Kraken. So, and Sonny Wrath and Waterfall looks weird. What's going on in Waterfall over here?
One of our developers, Leggy Starscream, decided that she wanted to mess with our runners and procedurally generated the heck out of it. So it's no longer the Waterfall you knew anymore. Oh no. You have no idea where you're going. It could be easy where it's right next to it. Kind of what Sonny Wrath just said. Ooh, Agama's right there. Hello. That was actually kind of close. And
there's our
tail. That's really good for Sonny because he's rocking the Thief Rainbow. So getting that promotion early for that Thief into a ninja, huge.
Yeah. He's going to be able to get out of here pretty quickly. He's going to have to walk the rest of this out, but this isn't a bad room to have to walk out of because of all the damage tiles. It doesn't move the encounter table along. Encounters, like I said, are only 66% down here in the dungeons. So able to get through, going to get through this last little bit of this volcano floor, and I think that's it for this dungeon, if I remember correctly. Oh, no. Oh, the dreaded Ice 2 square. And yeah, you're right.
Ambushed a thief in the top slot. No! Oh, wait, we got a chance. No!
Yeah. And there were 2
tail.
Yeah, the tail is saved. There were 2 slivers down there, but I didn't see anything else worth going back down there for. So I can't imagine Sonny Wrath's going back for that.
Uh-oh. The Vorpal rolled -3. Now, obviously, Sonny Wrath, not that excited about it with a thief as his only melee DPS. You know, with Darkmoon, though, I mean, you kind of would like to have a Vorpal just in case, but a -3 is really hard to use.
It looks like Ganon's Gone Wild has done some grinding. It looks like him and Fryteeth are both grinding these fighter packs. This time he knows that there's that encounter right off of this battle, so he's basically taking them and then warping out, saving the game, going back in. And I like it as Sonny Wrath and Darkmoon are doing more of the exploration right now. Darkmoon has done Topher, so he's able to get the crown from the king and the bottle from the princess. So doesn't have to worry about double dipping Castle Canaria, well, at least until we get the key, of course.
I like the play by Ganon. So he got the Great Axe +1 that was in Temple of Fiends. The fighter can attack things, and Ganon knows that the second encounter is metal slimes. Now, I'd be tempted to do metal slimes over the fighters, I think, but I also understand that the slimes come in a lot bigger packs. So this kind of makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, maybe once you get some levels, but yeah, Bottle turns into the canoe. We found Gaia, and already Darkmoon and Sonnyrath are like have gotten a lot of exploration done, and have got a lot of key items between the two of them, and can go to a bunch of different places. I imagine one of these runners will probably head over towards the Crescent Lake area, while the other one tries to clear out the Melmond area, try to divide and conquer, as they say.
Yeah, you're right. And I wanted to bring up so this is an interesting take here. Like, we have the two people that are grinding early levels, which is great, because what that means is if for whatever reason Clever Team Name runs into a wall right now, this is going to set them back. It could even it out, but as long as Clever Team Name does not run into anything that stops them or slows them down, with like wipes or multiple wipes, or, something that requires them to gain levels, they'll be able to keep this small lead that they have over Ganon's Gone Wild and Pryteeth on Last Minute Chaos. But if any delayment, anything that requires them to, if they have to run out something because they just didn't have the spell charges, Last Minute Chaos is going to catch up, because they have that levels, they have the MDef, they have, a lot of life 2s from the White Wizard to heal them. They have the money now. There's a lot of security in Last Minute Chaos compared to Clever Team Name.
Right, so Sonnyrath doesn't have a lot of money, so actually sold off his Vorpal -3, which I don't blame that move, considering he does have the Thief in his party. He's not really going to be using that Vorpal 2. And we got Zap Ice 2 at level 2. We're going to see what's at level 1 White Magic here. Looks like Cure 4 and Invis 2, so big pickups there. Not only for the White Mage, but the Red Mage as well. So that's a lot of Invis 2 stacks that'll become useful in the later on in the game.
I was talking about money. Last Minute Chaos, both of them has 22 houses. You don't see that very often.
Yeah. Yeah, but they got a ton of money from that fighter grind.
And there's the herb from Bicky the Pirate. He was kind enough to give us that, so our search continues. We haven't seen Elfland Castle, I don't believe. Oh, apparently we found an X-Cal -5. So far, fighter weapons have not been very great.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be good for Sonnyrath. Depending on where the katana rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, and right now, Sonnyrath they're both kind of hanging out with each other here. I expected them to kind of split, and it looks like finally they are, as Sonnyrath is going to head over to Provoca, which is, I think, one of these runners was just over there. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was the Sky 3/4.
So that was good. The Whiz Vamps are missing, which is great. Ganon's Gone Wild with those level 12 plus characters was able to make short work of this, but we've already lost the Thief, but we'll have the life to it, so.
A crystal pickup here in Sardis Cave, which happens to be in Melmond, a little French vanilla action. So what are you thinking here? Like, even though Sonnyrath and Darkmoon have like the exploration done, they are significantly lower level right now than what Ganon's Gone Wild and Pryteeth are. You know me, I'm all about the grinds when I feel like that they make sense. I felt like that early grind did make sense. Like having extra money, having extra levels, I think it's going to set them up for the long run. How much time do you think it'll take before Ganon's Gone Wild and Pryteeth can catch up to them on the exploration side?
Well, that's what I was mentioning is so Sonnyrath kind of already caught up, at least with his mages. They got up to level 9 off those Whiz Vamps because they're gaining those 10% per key items, because they explored early, and if they're able to win against those fights, they're obviously going to catch up a lot quicker. But it's one of those weird things of, can we kill things before they kill us, and we have to reset out and hope for RNG kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like in this situation here, so Ganon's Gone Wild is not realizing or doesn't realize, because he didn't make it all the way down yet, that this is actually, that's where Waterfall is, correct? Did he make it all the way down to Waterfall? It looked like he saw that Mirage too and then just warped back up. And now he's leaving.
I'll be completely honest. I lost track of where it was at, but I lost track of where that was at because the entrance floor shuffle can kind of confuse you real quick. But that sounds about right. But Sonny Rath's back in here again, so unless he completely bypassed it.
Well, I just think that he didn't have enough warp charges to warp back out of that place. Got took that wipe on that on the ice 2 square. Must have left a bunch of slivers on the table and feels like he needs to go back and get them.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that could definitely make sense.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he's back in here though. I mean, they obviously already have their table, so. Which was the Waterfall pickup. But yeah, it looks like there were some slivers. I know there were at least 2 that were in Waterfall. And, he obviously picked up one on that particular. He's taken off.
Yes, I guess you were right about you remembering stuff. See,
I can't.
This is the reason why you're my co-op partner, because I already forgot.
It is hard to keep track of what's going on here. The entrance floor shuffle, it can be quite a daunting task to watch 4 screens as mummies rolled poison, and that is no good. Where do we see mummies? Where do mummies live? Ice cave, ordeals,
Waterfall.
Cave,
They are in Waterfall. Mirage, everywhere.
Yeah, mummies are all over the place. There's 2 different bite tiles that also have mummies on them. So yeah, this is you hate to see mummies roll a crazy high damage spell like a damage poison or a lit 3 or something like that.
Let's be honest here, Gregory. Let's be honest. Yeah. Us as commentators, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
And, the runners themselves, though, they hate us. But you know what? You know what? They're here to entertain us.
Yeah, they're here to entertain us.
And Sonny, he's going to ordeals. He says, I'm going to the ordeals play, which I like, because
it's kind of out of the way.
It is kind of out of the way. We don't have that northern progression that if you did a lot of spring tournament 2020, you were able to do waterfall and on-rack and stuff like that. So, and you can't do Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, the cheeky play would obviously be, pop a tent like maybe just south of Elfland, the city, like the original Elfland city. We got a max price TNT, by the way, over on Sonny's side, which was an on-rack, which I'm not sure what location he's actually at.
Ordeals.
But he is in Ordeals, that's right. So cheeky play is to, you can pop a tent down, head south. If it's not anything you want to deal with, you can obviously warp back or reset back to where you were, and at least you have the information. Dark Moon right now did find Astos. Ooh, that's really good for this team because obviously Sonny Rath is in on-rack, therefore he can check out and see where the Axial takes him.
I tell you, look at these 2 on the left. Clever team name, just working together. Axial's going to pop on his screen here very shortly. Bam! Now he can go, well, I would say dive down. Oh, look, he went up into the air. So
see that.
This is the thing that I was kind of alluding to is Sonny Rath dove down into Waterfall, got the tail from Waterfall. He was very low level. Ganon's Gone Wild is going to go into Waterfall here very shortly. Can he make it out? There was, 3 slivers plus all
tail.
The chest and plus the tail, which obviously they saved, but he's got the less than greater than room also to check too if he wants, and he's got the levels and he's got the spell charges.
So yeah, getting the early grind out of the way actually makes exploring a lot safer. And Sonny Rath, this all ends at a Cardia treasure, which you don't really want to see that. You kind of really want to see like key item pickups. These guys really need the floater so that they can get into the air right now. He got a sliver for his trouble, but at least now this whole on-rack situation is done, unless, of course, that TNT leads to progression, which it could potentially, because we have seen Dwarf Cave.
Oh,
And that's
no, Sonny's got to walk out again.
that's where Ends Gone Wild and Frighty kind of have the advantage here, because they did do that initial early grind, so they won't have issues with their warp charges, as this Medusa Man-Cat pack is wrecking Sonny Wrath right now.
Zapdos okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not getting turn order to save his life. And yeah, all 9 of them go, and all 9 of them go again, and take his party down. And he's going back down there for that sliver.
Yep, and that's, I'm going to harp on it, and I'm going to keep saying it. That's the trade-off. If you know there's an early grind available, and you don't do it, and you go for progression, you're gambling that the enemies, and you're not going to need a lot of spell charges to get in and out of places. And right now, it's kind of hurting Sonny right now. He's not able to run with his ninja because he's getting ambushed, because the ninja has essentially been 1 or 2 shot at every single time. It's got no armor.
Yeah, and Ganon's Gone Wild and Frighty, I don't think they'll have enough money to pick up the TNT, but they'll be close. Because they did have that 22,000 gold from grinding. Oh no! He circled the drain and takes these whiz vamps.
It was all part of the plan.
Clearly slipping on banana peels instead of going through the teleporter, decides, you know what? Let me take this whiz vamp battle and get my mages up to level 15.
And mummies have Fire 3 on top of this skill damage poison. How do you like that?
Well, I love it when your fades low roll just one of the mummies, and he takes a wipe after all that exploration, after all that clearing. He takes a wipe down in Waterfall, and he's going to have to do all that over again. Hopefully remembers where every sliver he left was, and that Aegis shield that he picked up. And man, that's heartbreaking. But that's
Nuke that was pointed out in chat rolled in the warp slot, so that is promotion locked.
So these guys,
level 5.
I was going to say, there's a lot of reason right now to get class change done as quick as possible. I saw an Aegis shield over on Gone Wild side that was in less than greater than. Obviously, the Vorpal -3. It's not fantastic, but it's still a better weapon than what these guys are currently wielding right now, and it is only night wieldable. And of course, the earlier you can do class change, quicker you can get those spell charges on your knight and ninja.
Last minute chaos once again, able to pull up the Masa first.
Where
but
was
it's a
that
-3 this time? It is in Earth Floor 4.
Which I know everyone went through that floor. So yeah, I want to say that...
Unless Dark Moon missed it. He might have gotten it, but maybe I missed it.
No, I think Dark Moon walked through that room. I think he literally left everything on the table when he was coming through this area. I don't remember him hopping into that top right room, but none of it really matters, because the TNT is required in the sense that it leads to the key.
And the key is one of the key items that is required that you were talking about. If you don't know, in the randomizer, you're able to get, technically, to travel 2,000 years in the past without the key. But the problem is there's actually a locked door that prevents you from moving any further. So you need the key. It was kind of one of those weird things that we found out in early development.
Yep. Right now, Dark Moon does know that the key lock Canaria is a thing, so he's heading down to Canaria. Sonny Wrath getting ambushed by these mummies. And the mummies are attacking, but Fire 3 does come out, and he knows he's going to have to reset out. He's struggling through this ordeals, struggling through it. Even that level 1 fade and warp, he's having a hard time getting. And let's see here. Are we going to get the floater, or is the floater going to be at the top of this ordeals?
Oh, Wallhelm, hello.
Ooh, Opal 5 and Opal -5. So all the good in-game weapons rolled low. Excal -5, Massa -3, Vorpal -3. Opal Cheerio -5 now. That means it's essentially a gold bracelet or a gold Cheerio.
pretty much, which is fine. I mean, that's not a huge deal, but that's, but see, Masa -3 it is a bad, but it's not, you know, a, a, a Vorpal bad, because the Vorpal's only got, what, 24 damage, and now it's down to 18? Like,
My gosh.
that's quite a bit. And, oh, look, hey, there's more mummies for Ganon's Gone Wild. Oh, wait, he took out all the mummies.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing I noticed, too, is that apparently the Wiz Mummy and Mummy Pack is unrunnable, too. So, like...
They're everywhere.
Not only, and we were just talking about how they're everywhere, and on Fryteeth's side, he is getting just demolished by another set of mummies here, as Fire 3 takes down all his mages. He's only got his fighter left. He's on an ice floor of some kind. I'm assuming that's where he's fighting.
Oh, Factory System with Paralyzing Touch. Mummies then cast Hold. And he's going to get punched down because he has no evasion, and you take a little extra bonus damage for being paralyzed. So that is going to wipe him out with the Moss. He's going to have to pick that back up. Thankfully, it's right there. Oh, he already saved it. Okay.
Yeah, but Dark Moon, again, passes that room. He has not been in that room. I know he's not been in there to get that Massa -3. And if this ends up being another situation where they pass the Massa up, especially with his party, and especially since we know now that the Vorpal rolled low and the Excal rolled low, it's going to be bad news again for Dark Moon if he doesn't make it back to that room.
Well, so it's going to especially be bad for. I was going to say, it's going to be a little rough for Last Minute Chaos. Also, as Ganon is just lost in Waterfall. He has been in Waterfall for a while now, running into mummies. And he hasn't found where the robot is. This is rough. He's eating up a lot of his charges and wasting time here. He's got to go left, and then there's a section that he's got to go up in. Oh no, he's wasting warp charges. He's got
he's getting out. He knows he's like, I can't find where I got to go, and he knows he's running out of resources. He knows it's best to save his levels, save what he's gotten so far, and get out of there. Dark Moon finally making it through this kind of earth area, makes it to the Rodlock location. We got a ribbon pickup on Sonny's side. That's not our incentive ribbon, so we know we're guaranteed at least one ribbon.
Ooh, Light Axe +3. That's not bad endgame. I mean, that's a Light Axe and an Ice Sword that rolled neutral. I mean, both of them can work essentially at this point. I mean, obviously we want the Moss. The Moss is so much better, but that gives at least a little bit of hope for Dark Moon.
Yeah. And Katana -3.
Wow, everything rolled minus. Pro Ring -5. You've got the Katana -3, Masa -3, Exhale -5, Vorpal -3.
Yeah, and I didn't see what Dark Moon picked up on his side from the Earth incentive, so I'm going to go on ahead and check tracker notes because we're kind of out of incentive locations at this point. Sonny Rath did make it through ordeals, did pick up the ruby. Earth had the cube. We saw the cube locked somewhere. Couldn't tell you where, but we definitely saw the cube locked room. I remember seeing it. So, wow. The only thing left really for these runners to go to is Ice Cave and get past that cube lock.
Well, yeah. I mean, they still have the volcano incentive.
No, but what I'm saying, what they can get to right now, currently.
Gotcha.
Like Ice Cave itself, nobody has stepped into the entrance of Ice Cave to see what's behind that. And then somebody needs to go past the cube lock to see if progression is behind there.
See, I'm glad you keep the eye on the prize. I get distracted by all the bells and the whistles. I'm just happy I had cake. But there's Elfland Castle.
Yeah, that must have been cube locked, or maybe that's the Ice Cave location. So we're going to see what the herb turns into here. It's got to be the floater at this point, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, Psychic. Okay.
I mean, unless cube locked was going to lead to, like, something. I don't know what it could lead to, but could have led to something, I guess.
All right, show off.
And let's see what Keylock gives us here. Opal, bunch of stuff that rolls low. Perfect. As if the seed couldn't roll low enough.
Well, we had to make up, Okay, so he's got to go up here. No, Ganon, go up. He passed it.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
mean,
it's bulk.
So, one thing for anybody who's ever done a procedurally generated waterfall, the entrance is always facing south. So you want to follow as much as you can anything that goes north, and that's how you know where the door is. I mean, obviously it's tough because there's like a big opening where he's got to go, and he's got to go north with it. But clever team name takes the early floater advantage.
So they're in the air right now, moving forward. Again, I feel like I'm repeating. I feel like this deja vu all over again. I do not see them finding that masa. I don't see them finding it. There's no reason for them to go back into that room where it was. Checking that top of Earth 4. And right now with the weapon layout, I mean, yeah, I guess the light axe +3 is okay. It can be in game if you grind up to level 40.
Well, okay, so any weapon, Invis Gauntlet actually makes a knight or white samurai or whatever you want possible. Dragon +4, that's not bad either. That's actually got a pretty good crit rate.
Yeah, that's not too bad for the thief anyway. And the Bane Sword has regular old cure, but actually Bane Sword becomes more of an in-game weapon. Bane Sword, I want to say, has a pretty decent crit rate. I want to say it's the 10% crit rate. You put the +5 modifier on it, now it's going from it's around like defense sword, sun sword area as far as damage output is concerned, with a crit rate between obviously its original Bane Sword and where the Vorpal normal. So I don't know. I kind of like that Cure Sword now as like kind of a end-game weapon.
I mean, yeah, it definitely would probably become your end-game weapon if you are clever team name. Like, that is your weapon right now. Now, Sony Wrath will probably end up using the katana.
Yeah,
the -3 still, is going to hurt a lot. I don't know, actually. He might use the Bane Sword. I mean, it's a tough call. But I think the katana is better because the crit rate is just so much better.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember on the beta site how it affects crit, if it's 1 or 1.5.
1.
But if it is 1. So that lowers the crit rate only down to 27 from its original 30. The damage output, definitely goes down significantly from, I think it's 33 down to 27. So it's not going to be like doing as much damage, but it'll still crit. And you throw enough tempers and fasts on anything, especially if you have a high level knight, you're doing okay. And we found the rod here in Carrie's floor, not going to fight. Gonna come back later when he has better levels.
Ooh, another wall helmet, and there's a slab. We have Melmon. I haven't seen Lefane yet, so that could lead to our required loot. We did find the rod, which we haven't found Earth yet, right? Or
we did.
Earth, so that's available.
Yep, Earth was where the cube was located. And I want to say that was at the bottom of. No, Provoca was tail. Where was Earth Cave? I think it was Titan's East. Wait, actually, they may end up... it doesn't matter. And we got Marsh Cave, regardless, over here on Fryteeth's side. I don't know.
So, Last Minute Chaos, they've got decent levels. I think Ganon's a substantial lead ahead, I think, in levels compared to everybody else. But the exploration that Clever Team Name is doing right now has been very well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So over here on Dark Moon side, he finds Crescent somewhere. Got Brack that's Black Wizard learnable, or Black Mage learnable, sorry. and it looked like, unfortunately, Ruse was only white mage learnable. It's not going to be learnable by the red wizard because it's in that first slot there. Oh, it's in Waterfall is where he is, and he looks like he picked up his chime. So now he can at least check Mirage, or Sonny can check Mirage when he gets out of here. And we got a Bahamut pickup over on Sonny Rath's side. So we got our first team class changing, and I think this is perfect timing. I want to say Sonny Rath's got to be, what, level 13, 14, somewhere in that general area? Yep. 14!
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that Ninja kept dying in the early game because it is level 14. At level 15, it's going to gain its first charge that I know you were just about to talk about. And then every odd level from there, he's going to gain another spell charge. So, I mean, we haven't seen Elflin to see what that 3 and 4 spells are, but...
Yeah. Sonny Rath going to do the slab translation. Probably going to let Dark Moon... It's at the wrong spot, bud. You got to go down, wrong island. Oh no, he knows Lefane? I didn't even think we saw Lefane.
He probably was looking for, he knows that the towns are shallow. They're not deep.
Yeah, but I assumed he was heading over to Cardia Woods. Oh, the loot. You're the psychic here. As the slab translation leads to the loot, Sonny Rath and Dark Moon have the keys to get into Topher. They just need the actual shards. They need all 28 shards. We know where at least 3 of our fiends are right now. We've seen Carrie, we've seen Tia, and we've seen Kraken. I haven't seen any grind tiles though. So what do you do in this situation? I don't think very many of our runners have much in the way of shards. I want to say Ganon's probably got the most, but I don't even think any of our runners have cracked 6 yet.
I mean, you know where Tiamat is with the Warmech. If you have to, you've got that grind tile of sorts as last minute cast finally gets their canoe.
Yep.
So they've got a chance, but I mean, it really depends how quickly they can make their way. I think it was what, Ice Cave?
Yeah, it was Volcano. Bottom of Volcano.
Okay.
Led to, but they still need the herb. I'm not sure they even have the herb. I'm checking their tracking notes. It does look like they did pick up the herb, but still, yeah. I mean, but luckily, Fryteeth is in the area. Crescent Lake was Ordeals, which where he currently is right now. So all he's got to do is take his canoe and head over to Volcano, and as long as he can get through that dungeon, get down to the bottom where Elflin Castle is. Sonny Rath kills a T-Rex. Here it is again. Wasn't Elflin behind the chime last night or 2 nights ago?
But Saber pick, honestly,
I know.
The last time was just, it was crazy, like how it ended up going about and the way that they came back. Life is night learnable. Unfortunate for Sonny Rath. Wall is also learnable. Heal 3 is available for the White Wizard.
Huge for Dark Moon specifically, because he's going to definitely need that. Gold bracelets rolled +5 finally, and they're cheap at less than 5,000 gold. Finally, something went right for these runners here, as he's going to sell off that opal bracelet, because why do you need it anymore? The gold bracelet isn't. Yeah.
So it's kind of bad for Sonny Rath because the Cure 4 rolled level 2. The Knight can learn that. Mm-hmm. And we got life. So the only protection he's got is if he picks up that Masa and he puts it on that White Wizard. You put it on the White Wizard or the Red Wizard if you so choose, and you rely upon that as your backup strat.
Yeah.
That's your only way of preventing a wipe at this point. While everybody else has got a Knight that's going to have insane armor, it's going to have life, it's going to have, an Invis Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. It's going to be able to keep itself alive. And so it's going to be interesting how Sonny, does this, although he's got a katana. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Dark Moon's in pretty decent shape. The only thing he really needs to do is he needs to find that Cure 5 sword, that Bane sword that rolled up 5, or he needs to go back into that one dungeon and pick up that Masa -3 that we saw. But I don't ever see them going back there, right? And he needs to get class change done because that was kind of a bad routing decision made since Sonny Rath knew that Elfland was where it was, and Sonny Rath also found Bahamut. So he's going to have to do that trip twice. He's going to not only have to class change, he's going to have to go back to Mirage Desert to go to Elfland to get that Life 2 and that Cure 4, or that or Life 1 spell or whatever that was there.
Yeah. And there's the volcano for Fry2, so he's in the area.
Yep.
They just purchased the TNT, which has the key. So that's a big chunk of change. He's going to do the buy and then wait until his partner gets it and then reset so he keeps that money. Because max price is expensive.
Yes, it is.
He's rich again. Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo! And Dark Moon heading down to the bottom of this thing, which we know does lead to that class change right now. So he's going to have his class change done here. Fry Teeth, man, fastest level 7. And
Yeah,
that's
so
like Black Wizard only.
that is Black. Yeah, that is Black Wizard only. And so Black Wizards have got to get to level 20 to be able. Is it 21?
I think it's 20 or 21.
Yeah, so level 20. And then they're able to cast that level 7 magic.
All right, so Crystal leads to the incentive ribbon. So right now, Sonny Wrath and Dark Moon have 2 ribbons on their side. And there was also a Pro Cape that rolled up, but that was all out of Sardis Cave. So I know he's probably going to go on ahead and give them the information, let them in there.
Ooh, and with damage poison, is that a Medusa script?
Sounds like a Medusa script to me. Sonny Wrath finding the incentive sky location now here in Titan's West. So now we got yet another incentive item that these guys can pick up here. Now, we have not seen any duds, so at this point, I feel like we've seen a lot of the incentive items. I'd be surprised if this was actually any. We did see a dud in Marsh incentive. Our tracker, Davis7, helping us out, as well as Shadowed Flames doing tracking for us, trying to keep us like with our heads straight here as we get through this entrance floor shuffled co-op matchup. On your right side, we've got our 1-0 Ganon's Gone Wild and Fry Teeth. Last Minute Chaos taking on Sonny Wrath 11 and Dark Moon EX, known as Clever Team Name. This is a best of 3 Sweet 16 matchup. So Clever Team Name is down 1 game. They need to win this game in order to stay in the co-op tournament. And I am super stoked. I'm Gregory Puff hanging out. Like I said, Davis7 and Shadowed Flames are doing our tracking. We're here on Speed Gaming 2. Dangwoo, my co-op partner, my upstart's brethren, is hanging out with me. And where is Ganon's Gone Wild going? Why is he heading to Ice Cave?
Fry Teeth hasn't gone all the way down into Volcano yet, so...
Yeah, it looks like...
And they haven't done Ice yet.
It looks like both of our trackers missed the incentive, as did I. So, no, he hasn't made it there yet. So, we got an adamant pickup.
So, Matoya gave us a ribbon, so we've found 2 of the ribbons of the 3. Yep. One we already found, and then the ones, obviously, the incentive. So, that's good. That definitely allows our knights to be solo machines. Is this a rock goal spike tile? No, he ran into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just going to say, as of now, I'm trying to think of what we're looking at here. Adamant's our last... Yeah, we need shards.
I mean, that's really all we need at this point, because we found the ribbon. There's really nothing out there that we could possibly find that we really need, except for Sonny Wrath, unless they're, magically find the Masa that they're hoping for while searching for the shards. But we already know where it's at, and they've already passed it.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking on my end, Darkmoon's back in Provoca dungeon, doing a full clear of the Sky 3. He doesn't even have 6 shards yet. Ganon's Gone Wild also doesn't have 6 shards. 6 shards yet. Fryteeth's the only one I noticed that's over that amount. He has 8 shards. So, man, these guys really need to get some shards going.
And Darkmoon equipped the Excalibur. Don't put the Vorpal on against these enemies. Like, the Excalibur -3 just does no damage to regular enemies. Just use the Excalibur.
I'm just trying to think of what's left as far as key items. Like Tracking Notes pointed out, a dud was in Martian Incentive. Ooh, a Zap Stick out of the white shirt box here in Sky and Sky 2.
I mean, there's really nothing left to find because
Yeah.
we've already found the Opal Bracelet. We found the ribbon. There's nothing else. Everything else is duds.
Yeah. So we know that Adamant will more than likely turn into a dud, which at this point they've got to know as well. And Bane shirt +4, which appears to be it looked like it was the white shirt. Yeah.
Which unfortunately is not as good as the gold.
Yeah, but I think I would still equip it for the death and fire protection.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because, well, unless he's already got the ribbon on it, then yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
But you can hold on to it for later, like as you're saying, because you might move the ribbon over to your knight or something like that. You can always equip that. Yep. And the TFC check for 1,000 or 10,000 gold. TFC hype.
TFC. Yeah. So Sonny Wrath has 4 slivers, which is just. And yeah, the slivers are just not coming as quickly, I think, for both teams as these guys would hope. Now, we've seen 3 of the Fiends, so that's already 10 shards there, right? So really, technically, all these guys really need to do is get to 18 slivers. Once they get to 18, they can just kill those 3 Fiends and then go. Or at least on Darkmoon and Sonny Wrath's side, that's what they need to do. Ganon's Gone Wild and Fryteeth need to make it to... Ooh, Sunsword +2. Now that might be an in-game weapon. Might be.
The Sunsword for if Darkmoon can get it, yeah, I mean, that is definitely good enough. I mean, it's probably, I think, yeah, it's still it's going to be about the same as an Excalibur -5.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to have a little bit higher crit. So, yeah, I mean, you might as well use it. It's just not going to have the bonus damage to everything.
Sonny Wrath finally making it down to the bottom of this thing. It's a gold +5. We know this isn't going to be the Massa. It's a sliver. So just now getting to his 5th sliver. Darkmoon.
There's the floater for last minute chaos, Gregory. Now we got ourselves a race here, but it's a catch-up, though. Thankfully, they haven't fallen that far behind in slivers. I'd say relatively around the same, surprisingly. It's just a matter of getting, you know, the promotion. Is that an Invis 2 stick? That wasn't an Invis 2 stick. It was an Invis 2 stick. Alrighty then.
Yeah, Ganon's Gone Wild actually just picked up his 10th sliver because Fryteeth has 9. Sonny Wrath and Darkmoon still haven't even cracked 6 yet, and they have done so much more exploring than Ganon's Gone Wild. So the second that Ganon's Gone Wild and Fryteeth hit the air, they have the advantage, in my opinion.
Well, it's interesting because I think what they ended up doing is kind of what you and I talked about is try and hit the incentives as quick as possible and get them done. That's what they did.
Yeah.
So now it's a matter of they've got to kind of go back and redo stuff and get those shards now. Like, they're going to have to re-dive what Ganon and Fryteeth did because they did the incentives first, which got them this huge lead or a progression lead, I guess, if you want to call it. You know, because they have the loot, they have the key. Now they just need shards. Meanwhile, Ganon's and Fryteeth need to find those 2.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking here. And it's not really heartbreaking, but Sonny Wrath, unfortunately, has to come back here because Fast was in that unlearnable slot. So, but man, he's got levels. Did he actually have charges for Fast, or am I just blind?
Who's that?
Sonny Wrath. What are his levels right now?
He's like 22.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So
22, 23 across the board. Yeah, he's been gaining levels, fighting a lot of stuff. So he's been doing a very good walking grind as of late.
yeah, yeah. Because I just happened to notice down, and I thought my eyes deceived me. I thought he had 3 charges of fast, which I was like, that's level 7, which means he's got to be close to 25. It's crazy. And he's doing some last minute shopping. Looks like he knows where certain magic spells are. Yeah, Temper also at level 7. How did we miss that?
That level 7's not nearly as bad, and I'm going to put that in quotes or asterisks because the red wizard can learn that temper slot. But, the red wizard can't learn it until level 26, so it's a bit awkward still.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, this is good for Sonny. This is the room where the massa is. Not this room, it's the next room. So if he goes and clears this and then goes up one more floor and actually clears the top of Earth 4, then we may see a massa pickup on their side.
You might see the quickest warp and heading over there from Dark Moon ever.
Yeah, and Dark Moon, for whatever reason, finally making it down here. There's only 2 slivers down here, so I'm not really sure why he's down here diving this, unless he just feels like he needs those 2 slivers.
Apparently he wanted to fight these awesome mummies.
Yeah.
But he gets a turn order.
He does, and able to take the mummies down. Luckily, none of the fire 3s rolled low enough to keep one alive just long enough to throw some fire 3s at him. And yeah, man, Sonny Rat's already level 25. I mean, he has massive levels. For somebody that didn't do that early grind, he's got insane levels right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of it, and 1 damage poison goes out, and it's okay. The white wizard's got the ribbon.
Yep.
On the right-hand side, Last Minute Chaos is kind of doing what they did last time. There was a huge progression advantage. Well, not huge. I mean, I guess it was because Clever Team Name got in the air, way ahead, and they were able to just slowly catch up. And, the early massa pickup and the early ribbon that they had found, which kind of happened in this game too, but I think Sonny's going to find it, kind of negate that, from game 1. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so right now, and he has the tail, so he's just I guess he's just picking up those slivers that were down here. Maybe he's grinding. Maybe he knows because of the Agamas were down here, and he's got the fire 3s now. Or ice 3s, I'm sorry. He can grind. Maybe that was the whole purpose of coming down here to begin with. It's got to be it. Man, he's already level 24. And right now, this is good. This is really good because Sonny Rath is in the room where the massa is. He's looking for slivers, which means he's going to check that room up there because there's 5 chests up there. He's going for it.
I thought he wasn't. I thought he wasn't at first.
Yep. And there it is. It's in that better trap treasure room or chest. It's the far left or chest. Not this one. This one. And there it is. Now, at this point, Sonny Rath, in my opinion, Sonny Rath and Dark Moon, this is that makes things huge for them.
Yeah, definitely going to...
This spike tile! Why?
Well, I mean, they haven't found anything, so, they got to try and find something. Oh, Ganon's found the mermaid, so, I mean, something's got to have a lot of slivers in it. A silver plus 5 axes is actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
But it's not better than a massa minus 3.
No, not at all. So this is an interesting play for Sonny Rath and Dark Moon. So as you said, they clearly went for the let's get to the bottom and check incentive locations. Like, let's just get to the bottom of these dungeons, see where they go, and then we'll come back later and actually full clear them for slivers. It's worked out for them okay because I think they've somehow managed to get a few more slivers than they obviously had before, trying to catch up the lead, and they already have the exploration lead. I think they've seen everything in the game except for this mermaid's floor, which I'm not sure where this even is. Got to be one of the Cardias, but I don't remember. Yeah, it's Cardia Grassi. Did Sonny or Dark Moon go into there? They were right there. I don't know, but Ganon's Gone Wild is inside of Lefane. They've done the slab translation, which means they are going to get their loot and finally be in their version of Go mode. Ganon's got 12 shards. Don't know where Sonny and Dark Moon are. Oh, Davis is going to keep us up to date on the track or on the count right now. As Ganon's and Fry Teeth both have 12.
Yeah, the Shard Heart, and there, I think, is the third ribbon?
Yeah, it looks like I would have never even checked this floor. I see top marsh, and I immediately exit out. There are 4 chests in there. Not worth my time checking this room, but yeah, it ends up working out great. As that is the third ribbon. We know one of the ribbons was the brown turn-in. We got the ribbon here in Marsh Top, and the last ribbon was in Volcano Armory.
Note to self: if I hear that Greg has found Marsh Top, I have to check it personally because he won't.
There's certain rooms I will not check with this in this particular flag set because they're just not worth the time to get to.
Greg, can you stop giving out information when our opposition for next week is tracking with us, please?
I'm just glad Davis is actually hanging out with us, doing some tracking. It's really awesome to have him here, keeping us up to date on what's going on in the world of entrance floor shuffle. As shard count right now looks like Ganon's Gone Wild and Fry Teeth have basically double what Sonny and Dark do. So yeah, they have somehow managed to, even though they got in the air last, they are much closer to getting to Topher right now than Sonny and Dark Moon are.
I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised that the DVS is even hanging out with us instead of hanging out with his partner practicing. Yeah. I saw you earlier, DVS, practicing with your partner. Who does that?
Yeah, practicing.
Practicing.
Yeah, I practiced by doing a counter co-op race against Thunder, Life Reboot, and Cyranus. And yeah, guess what the best weapon was? It was a Light Axe +4 and 280% clamped. Doesn't feel good. That's all I'm saying. I think I ground to level 45 before I could. But I came in first. Well, it matters.
My goodness.
Mark. But yeah, Ganon's Gone Wild gonna get the bad news about the Opal -5 here. Gotta already know about it since I know Fry Teeth checked this out. Ganon's Gone Wild looks like he's at 15 shards now.
I mean, we're kind of... Greg, you know we didn't even mention to people because of the action that's been going on, because it's been a tale of 2 different strategies, if you want to call it, right? There's like 3 matches of this co-op going on tonight. 3 matches!
Yeah, they're currently happening right now. The match that you're watching here, Speed Gaming Prime has Team E taking on, what is it, Topher and what is the team name?
Topher.
Yeah, X for Me and Toe for You. That's game number 2 between them. I think that's Kenny Starr and Avos Ruin taking on the Canadians themselves, Jat and Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, that's a terrifying team. I believe in you, X for Me, Toe for You.
And then we have the Vor Pals, Czar and Lyra, taking on, what is Cyranus and Zenobian's name? What are they calling them?
The Onrak OV Parody Theater? I don't know. They came up with some crazy name, and I love it.
What's happening right now, that last race that we mentioned is off stream, or not off stream, but it's not being restreamed, so you will have to follow them specifically in order to catch the awesome co-op action, those particular runners here. As I mean, this is game number 2 here. Last minute chaos up 1-0 against her team name. Donnie Rath, been with the community for way before my time, and Dark Moon, one of our admins here, been around since last summer. These guys decided to team up. I think Dark Moon's first official tournament was co-op tournament last year, where he teamed up with... Who did he team up with? I'm like drawing a blank. I remember Sonny Rath teamed up with Burrito. I don't remember who Dark Moon's partner was last year. It doesn't matter. Ganon's Gone Wild, of course, just went on a tear at spring tournament. No one knew who he was, the name we'd never seen before. Decided to just show us all how new players play and went 5-1. Decided to get bumped out of brackets at the Sweet 16, but that's totally fine. Obviously a great player, picking up a duckling along the way in Fried Teeth, who's only been with the community for about 3 or 4 months now. So really showing this new player how to play the game, I think.
Definitely helping here, and I think Ganon's within striking distance. I think he can do those 3 fiends and be in go mode.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to do the 3 fiends. He could kill Kraken and Tia and be good to go, because it looks like right now, according to our trackers, he's got 20 shards, and which means he does not have to go to Lefane. And I don't remember what was in Lefane, but I don't think it was important. And we finally found Ice Cave. This is one place we have not seen yet. I can already tell you now that it is probably a dud item, because we've seen everything else. I can't imagine there's anything here. He's looking at his stuff now, probably realizing that as well. But he's still going to check these 3 chests anyway, confirm what we already know. It's a sliver. That's not too bad of a dud.
I mean, that Invis pickup by Dark Moon is going to help immensely. But yeah, the early exploration, bypassing a lot of key items. I mean, it's going to be interesting here, because you can make up, like you and I have said multiple times, you can make up those 10 really quickly, but you got to go through a War Mech and 3 fiends. You can get those 10 shards really quickly. Yeah. Now, if War Mech decides to be a kitty cat, hey, awesome. You know, we get 2 levels and we get 4 shards really quickly. But if War Mech's an annoyance, now we've got to find a way to get those 4 shards somewhere else in a timely manner.
Yeah. The thing with the War Mech play, though, and it's a play that we like to do, is it just gets you levels, too. If you can take War Mech down, now War Mech is going to roll because of our scaling. Everything's clamped in this particular seed. Enemies are all clamped 100% to 200%. And bosses are clamped 100% to 250%. So War Mech could potentially roll up to 2,500 health. War Mech already... Ooh, bunch of slivers down here in Ice Cave. That's already 4 I've seen. So Sonny catching up big time as far as the slivers are concerned. But anyways, like I was trying to say, War Mech already... 5th sliver. Sorry. War Mech already has high enough evade, which means his evade's only going to be better. So he can be a tough cookie to get through, especially if he rolls around 2,500 2,500 health.
Dark Moon stole or dropped the Sun Sword as soon as he picked it up. The +3 said, "Nope, not using it." Oh well, my!
Yeah, well, he already knows where the Masa is, so he doesn't really need that. He just needs to go grab that Masa out of Earth 4.
That's true. Ooh, lock. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's the lock item magic, so that will help us to hit those really evasive enemies, and we have unlimited cast. That's a defense sword. -5, unfortunately.
Just looked at Gan's Gone Wild up to 22 now. He is like literally a carry and a Tia away. Which I'm actually kind of surprised he hasn't done that yet. Like I said before, I mean, we kill the War Mech for the levels. And for the bragging rights.
Yeah, that's right. No, we do it for the fans.
We do it for
the fans out there that come to watch FFR and stuff like that. We kill the robot the robot emu for you guys.
And Dark Moon finally on the floor. The floor prior to Massive Floor. So he's clearing this out. He knows there's some slivers on this particular floor. Knows he is behind by far to all of our runners here as far as slivers are He needs to catch up quickly.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what Fryteeth was in game 1, if you remember.
Oh yeah, he was
Way behind. And because of the notes that Gannon was able to leave for him, he was able to catch up really quickly. And, little bad RNG for Dark Moon, takes out the White Wizard and had to wipe out a Temple of Fiends Revisited. Meanwhile, Fryteeth was able to just kind of chug along and won it. So,
God, did you see it on Sonny Rat's screen? Did you see it?
I didn't see it. What happened?
What do you think happened?
I missed the cake.
You missed the cake.
Oh my God! I looked away for a split second, and that happened.
Yeah.
The cake is a way of life. I'm telling you. See, it's starting to catch on.
So Sonny Rath knows he's in striking distance. I think he's like kind of beside him. So he's like, "What do I do now?" Because he just got his 18th orb. He knows where all 4 fiends are, which means he needs to kill those 4 fiends to get into Topher, and that's exactly what he's doing. As he lands his airship next to Lefane, we know that Carrie is the first floor here, so he's going to kill Carrie. He's going to go back to Elfland, kill Kraken, head back to Canaria, kill Warmech, kill Tia, go up to Topher, and be our first runner probably into Topher, unless Ganon's Gone Wild can kill Tia right here, which is what it looks like he.
Well, he's 6 short, so yeah, he's gonna have to kill Carrie. Oh no, he's gonna grind. He's gonna grind off these fighters and slimes.
Interesting.
So instead of doing a spike tile grind, it looks like he's gonna grind off of these.
Not a bad play. I mean,
Darkwood's going past. Craig, it reminds me of that one room in Sharknado.
Dude,
what's that room with a chest is?
I don't want to talk about it right now. The thing that I'm really confused about is why is he passing that room when Sonny picked up the Massive? What is he doing?
He probably got wrong directions. You should probably help him out, Gregory.
I'm about to. Yeah, so it's in the top room. It's where the two. It's right behind the Sphinx tile, bruh. The Sphinx tile. Yeah.
He's confused. He's going the wrong way.
No, you're going. That's the ogre and hyena tile room. Where are you going, Darkman? Why are you going to check that room when there's only 3 chests in there and there's 5
I just
chests?
want to let you know. This is your first problem. You're calling him out by the spike tile locations. Nobody knows the vanilla spike tile location.
Yes, you do. But why is he? How do you check that room for a sliver and not get the massa? What is happening here?
Lost his mind. And while that's going on, Carrie was just annihilated by this high fire-powered team of Sonny Wrath.
Yeah, and
Thief has got over 400 HP, which is massive.
Yeah, and I want to go on ahead and thank my tracker Shadowed Flames for telling me that Dang is trolling me right now, because Darkmoon did pick up the Massive. So I appreciate that. He just, sometimes Dang likes to troll me and make me freak out. So, appreciate
And there's another Carrie being shown by Fryteeth. We got Lock 2 coming out. Carrie must be evasive. Masa swing 4 hits for 1/3. Wow, that Carrie is. But we got a Warmech. We got the robotic emu. What information will Ganons find out?
Well, he knows that Warmech has like that insane evade. Completely just destroys Red. Red not standing a chance.
That's decently evasive. We're missing about 1 or 2 hits. And it's got oh my goodness, that's a very strong thing. That just punched out.
Oh no! And he nopes out of that, realizing he's not going to get those 4 shards unless he is insanely lucky. But that Cure 4 is a first spell, so if he gets better RNG and the Cure 4 comes out first, before like he loses 2 of his Light Warriors, then maybe he can make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is good information. So, depending on if Clever Team Name goes and tries to take on, Warmech, Last Minute Chaos has the information. They know that Cure 4 is there and it's early.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if if Clever Teammate manages to get all their shards without taking on Warmac, because they're already kind of high level as is. I mean, yeah, it's not nuclear information, but not having to worry about a Cure 4 kind of changes up how you approach things.
Yeah. So I'm going to go on ahead and point out something interesting here. We were talking about the shard deficit for a while. I'm looking at my tracker notes now, and right now, like, Fryteeth up to 22. Ganon's Gone Wild also 22. Sonny is 20, and he knows what his plan is. He's going to kill a Kraken and kill a Tia and be good to go. And Darkmoon's the only one that's kind of low, but he's not that low. He's about to get his 18th shard here by killing Lich. And he's going to do the exact same thing that Sonny's doing and probably kill all 4 fiends to get up to 28. And we got a couple of speed bumps happening here. Ganon's Gone Wild, doing the grind. Fryteeth.
So disappointed in Darkmoon. No cake. Yeah. No cake. I'm sorry. I know I'm interrupting you, but it's.
No, it's fine. I totally agree. I don't understand why you're not feeding the Lich the cake. Like, why are you nuking him down? It's just
probably because they're trying to win.
Probably. And and over on Sonny Rath's side, it's gonna switch to Brax strats. Brax are not landing, and his thief is down. Got like completely bodied by Kraken.
Yeah, it wasn't a fair fight. We found out 8 legs is a little bit better than a ninja.
Hopefully, he's still got 3 Brax left, switching over to Bane and Brax strats. So it's, as long as he can keep his people alive with these Invis 2 charges, it's only a matter of time before this Kraken either gets brackened or baned. But if he has the RNG luck that I did in our first race, he won't land a Brack. He'll throw 8 Bracks into him and nothing will actually happen.
Unfortunately, he's kind of in that situation just because of the way that his ninja got bodied so early. And Clever Team Name both going to take on Kraken here. Where they're trying to light their 4th orb, right-hand side, last minute chaos, trying to get enough levels, Ganon is, to take on Warmac. Warmac's got a Cure 4 and basically one-shots all casters and about 3/4 of your Knight's HP.
Yeah, this is insane. I feel horrible for Sonny Wrath right now because this exact thing happened in our first race where I couldn't land a Brack to save my life against Kraken. Now he's got to rely on nuke and fade strats. It can work out. We know that Kraken's base HP is 800. He can roll between 800 and 2200 health. So if these nukes and fades roll high enough, which they do, he can take down Kraken and get 4 more shards.
Block comes out, so Sonic gets his 4 there. We're gonna try and keep up that Knight with that Masa wielding Knight for Darkmoon. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the Vorpal. See, I told you, he's happy with the Vorpal.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding that. But Sonic Wrath checking spike tiles? Why is he not killing Warmac right now?
Well, you remember, those are considered the better spike tiles.
Ah, yes. Unfortunately, walked off the Rurus before he could get that pro cape. So now he's got to take him on again.
But cracking down for both Clever Team Name members, that's 4 shards each.
We got another robot emu over here on Ganon's Gone Wild side. Give us those emus in chat, people. There's got to be an emu emoji, right? They exist? No? Maybe?
But I like the way Ganon's doing it, though. He knows the Cure 4's coming out. You might as well just cast your Invises and your Ruses and stuff like that. And then once that Cure 4 comes out, then we can start buffing up, our attack damage. The important part is not getting punched out, and he did a great job of it. All casters are up, and we're on turn 3.
Yeah. And I like what Sonny Wrath's doing. He's looking at his notes. He's picking up the things that he thinks he needs. Went on ahead, grabbed that Wall helmet, which, Wall is an invaluable spell. They do have 2 ribbons, so it's not quite as invaluable, but still to have, 3 castings of Wall to throw a ribbon up on your character during battle is pretty big. So yeah, it looks like 3 hits for 1 something. Didn't really do a lot. So he's just basically attack nuke, fade nuke.
Yeah, there's no buffing going on whatsoever, and there it goes. So that's maybe just over vanilla HP. I mean, those nuke and fades were not cutting through that MDEF at all.
No, and he does the smart move. He warps out, saves the game, and is going to go back in. That way, he doesn't lose that Warmech battle and all those levels he got. Now he's level 28, right? We got clamp bosses.
I was gonna say, if a Tiamat 1 kills you after you beat a Warmech when you got all 4 characters, something must have went really wrong.
I mean, especially with Bane at level 3 and Brack at level 6, I think is where it was. And Dark Moon down on our left-hand side, gonna try to light up 2 more shards. This Ganon's Gone Wild is gonna try to get up to 26 shards. Now, Ganon's Gone Wild still needs to find 2 more shards out in the wild. Fryteeth, killing Kraken. He is only 4 shards away. He needs to kill a Tiamat. So, wow, this race, so much happened at the beginning of this race. So much route divergence, and all of a sudden, they're right back here.
Yeah, and it was the tale of 2 different strategies. Right side, Last Minute Chaos went with, hey, we're going to grind up early with no key items. Left-hand side, Clever Teamman said, you know what, we're exploring, we're going to dive into dungeons, we're going to go right to the incentives, and some things slowed up Clever Team Name, some fortuitous, pickups early helped out Last Minute Chaos, with that Masa and stuff like that. I mean, it was very interesting, and now we're at an hour and 13 minutes in. Last Minute Chaos is trying to win this match and move on to the Elite 8 or the top 8 or the round of 8, whatever you want to call it. But Clever Team Name, they need to show a sense of urgency here. And I think they did at the early game, and they spun their tires a little bit, and Last Minute Chaos looks pretty hungry right now. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't love this air grind. Errors are annoying. Trash mobs are clamped at 200%. So you're talking at least 2 rounds of combat, even with 2 nukes and fades coming out, try to take these airs down. They hit hard. They're very evasive. I don't love this grind for Sonny Wrath. But it's fine. He's obviously making it work. He's going to get the levels that he needs, and he's going to be able to take on that robot emu here in a little bit, as Dark Moon is on his way and Fryteeth is on his way as well. So, wow, a lot is happening. Ganon's Gone Wild taking on Kraken. And
it's crazy, Gregory. There's one earlier. It was very close. A lot of close stuff, but here, this one has the makings to be like an FFR classic co-op. Like, everybody's going to be entering in Temple of Fiendra Visited at around the same time. I don't think I've ever seen 4 runners entering in Topher at like the exact same time. It's going to be crazy.
The race that Dang is alluding to was earlier this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It was game 2 of the Game Changers, and they were taking on Thunder a lot, and it was a close race. I think they finished within 4 minutes of each other. Thunder was it was kind of like the first race between these guys. Thunder was the first one overall to finish, but yet Falconic and Wilcleosis were able to finish it up before Sir Linkalot was able to finish up for his. And blink and you miss it. Ganon's Gone Wild killed Kraken, is heading to Topher. Fryteeth is heading up to the Robot Emu. Dark Moon is taking on the Robot Emu. And, geez, there's too much action to call right now. Oh, crap. Sorry, Dangwoo.
Alright. So we got the Warmech. Lit 2 comes out. That means Cure 4 is already gone out. So we're gonna get the invasion stacks for Dark Moon. He's really close. Am I correct on that one? So he just needs Tiamat. He's gonna be in go mode, and Sunny Wrath's just 4 away also. So Ganon, wow, this is. So you're looking at last minute chaos is probably going to be in first based on what's going on. Because Sonny's still got to kill Kraken, I believe. Is that what it is?
Yes. Sonny needs to kill Tia.
Tia, so he's got to get through Warmack also. So, okay.
Yeah.
And I think he's going now. So yeah, so Ganon's going to be in first. And
Ganon's
then if everything goes smoothly, it's going to be a battle between Sonny, Dark Moon, and Fryteeth. But Sonny is continuing to go around. Uh-oh.
Where's Sonny Wrath going? I am massively confused as to what Sonny Wrath is doing. But Dark Moon able to make it through Warmack right now. All right, so here's the deal. This is the problem. I wouldn't say it's a huge problem, but this could be this essential problem with running a Thief lead party. Is that Thief has such terrible HP growth that right now, what is he, like level 30, 31? And his Thief is just barely over 400 HP. Like, you have to grind to get to those high levels to even consider the idea of taking on a Topher, a 250 clamp Topher. And Ganon's Gone Wild over here on your right side, top right, is taking on Lich 2, or as we like to call Speed Bump number 2. But yeah, Nuclear comes out, doesn't really do a lot. Fire 3 coming out. It'll probably just switch to Nuke and Fade strats. And blink and you miss it on Dark Moon's side. He lights up his 28th orb, and he might be the first in the Topher of his teammates.
Yeah. So Sonny Wrath ended up picking up that Lit 2 item magic. That's the reason why he went over to that location. So great note taking by Dark Moon. His partner picked it up. So very important there because we know Warmack can basically, actually against Sonny Wrath, one-shot his entire team because he hits that hard.
Interesting. He has enough. Sorry, I'm looking at Dark Moon's side, not Sonny Wrath. And I'm like, I thought he. So yeah, Dark Moon about to go in. Sonny Wrath heading over is giving him the information about Warmack. He's going to take on Warmack. Ganon's Gone Wild is going to pull Carry 2 here in just a sec as Fryteeth takes on Tiamat. Don't remember much happening in Tiamat, but wow, just
3 minutes behind for Dark Moon, behind Ganon's Gone Wild. Carry, the first official potential gatekeeper here, just had its MDef ripped apart by a nuke. We've got Invis 2s coming out. We're trying to keep our mages alive. Quad X, that's not going to do anything. All of our light warriors got over 300 HP. So that's a great wasted turn by Carry. Fryteeth still taking his sweet time to try and get through Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, finally. He is going to be in go mode as soon as he touches that altar. Great shots here. Carries above. We've done the vanilla HP on Carry. There it is, 186 by a non-elemental fade. We're on the water floor for Ganon's Gone Wild. Last minute chaos has the lead. But if there's one thing I know about Sonny is he will make it up in the end game. He's very quick. So
yeah.
Last minute chaos cannot give him anything. He was the first one to get done in game 1, and he's going to be very quick here. You guys have got to get it done. Don't give Sonny time. Dark Moon will do Dark Moon things, and he'll get it done too. The worry is Sonny Wrath.
Yeah, and Fryteeth is in Topher right at the 1 hour, 20-minute mark on the dot, on the floor where he needs to play his guitar to get through that little, I guess, steel plate or whatever to keep heading into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Dark Moon on Lich's floor. Ganon's Gone Wild taking on our first real deal gatekeeper. Who's coming out? We got a Tiamat on Sonny Wrath's side. We've got a dead white mage.
That's fine. That's fine. Our knight has life. Our red mages have life.
I know, but we still have a dead white mage. Don't
you
like
are
it.
So right. You know why? Because that means one less Invis 2 caster to keep up our light warriors.
He's trying to think about what he needs to do. He knows he probably needs to try to take this Kraken down quick because Kraken hit that white mage really hard. Mid-roll nuke comes out. We got more Invis 2 strats. We got Fry Teeth on Lich's floor. We got Lich 2 taken on Dark Moon side, but we're worried more about what Kraken is doing right now as Sonny Wrath lights up his 28th shard, and he's going to be in Topher in another 30 seconds or so. And was that literally one hit? 37 HP out of that night?
No, it hit the Black Mage for only 37, and that was the Red Wizard that hit crit against Kraken.
So he's got his max evade out there. He's not doing... Oh, no! The slow didn't land? It looked like it had lost intelligence.
Awful. No, it did. And the worst part about it is Fast and Temper are on that same slot.
Yeah,
so we have to waste another fast charge to get an extra hit if we want it.
And
although I think we're relying upon non-elemental spells at this point, though.
Yeah, so Brock has that 6% chance of hitting, and yeah, he like you said, he is going full on nuke and potentially just other strats. Luckily, Kraken's only attacking outside of like the occasional spell.
1 minute 45 behind Fry Teeth. Sawney has entered. He's in Temple of Fiends. This is what we're talking about here, folks. 4 people. We got 2 people on the... Well, 1 on Earth taking on Lich. Now he's on the fire floor. Dark Moon's there. Ganon's Gone Wild's in the lead against Kraken, and Sawney's coming up from behind. Pay attention to Sawney. Watch how fast he's going to catch up here. He's a very quick runner, very quick menuing, and this non-elemental spells really need to cut through Kraken here, or this could spell disaster for last-minute chaos.
Yeah, right now this is not good. The slow 2 lands. Bane's going to come out, probably not going to kill anybody because of the wall helm, but his knight's doing no damage. He has no real reliable way to do actual damage to Kraken. Kraken 2 has 900 HP on the vanilla side. Roll as high as about 23 and a half or 2350. And he needs to make
a
something
nuke
happen.
From Kraken?
Look like
I think that was a nuke from Kraken. Took out the Black Mage, so thankfully both the Knight and the Red Mage are high enough, but the problem is we're not able to do anything to Kraken. We're wasting time. He has no lock spells on that Red Wizard. He's got no temper on the Red Wizard. He's got nothing.
Yeah, we've got 3 Fiend battles happening right now. Ganon's Gone Wild is on Kraken 2. We've got Dark Moon that just took down Carry 2. It caught up to Fry Teeth caught up to Dark Moon. Fry Teeth just took down Carry 2. And Sonny Wrath is taking on Lich 2 right now. There's so much happening on the screen, I can't even handle it, as this battle is going entirely too long for Ganon's Gone Wild. Dark Moon is caught up to Ganon's Gone Wild. He is caught up to him, went into Topher 3 minutes behind Ganon's Gone Wild, and is caught up to him because of how bad this Kraken battle has gone for Ganon's Gone Wild.
It's not going well. He's trying to punch through that evasion. He's going to use his last lock too. He doesn't have Cure 4 or that Invis 2 on that Red Wizard. 2 hits for 189. He's through. That is an unfortunate usage of that lock 2. It was needed, but it's unfortunate. Because now he doesn't... I mean, that... So, he could move that Invis 2 stick over to his Red Wizard, which is fine. Dark Moon's about to take on this highly evasive Kraken. The Kraken with the one-hit punch.
Yeah.
He's going offense here. 86 with that. A Temper comes out. Vorpal swings 130. Finds out the bad news. Kraken misses. He already had a couple of misses.
Yeah, Kraken missed. So now he's not going to have to use as many resources as long as because he has his fighter in the back slot, which means that he may not get hit with that slow 2 because of where he's located.
Fry Teeth. His knight got one shot for 712. Kraken said, "Nice armor you got there. It'd be a shame if I one-shot you."
Yeah, and that's the problem with leaving your DPS in that front slot like that when you're going up against Kraken 2. I mean, he can just easily one-shot him like he did there. And we've got Max of 8 on Dark Moon's side. He's going to have a much easier time in this Kraken battle because Kraken seems to only attack got a few spells. We know Nuke's in there. We know Slow 2's in there. But he's got all 4 of his Light Warriors up. We got a Tiamat. And Tiamat throwing out a nuclear.
Yeah. I mean, this is not good for Fryteeth. I don't think he's got a backup plan. He's going to have to rely upon nukes, which is fine. He can do it. But he's got to keep up his team. We know there's a nuke in there. Darkmoon's looking pretty good right now. We're getting closer. There it is. Kraken is down. Sawney Wrath is about to take it on.
And Sawney Wrath, like you said, you talked about how Sawney Wrath was going to enter Topher after everybody else and somehow managed to catch up. He was the last person into Topher. He's already on Kraken 2, just behind Darkmoon and just behind Fryteeth. And Gan's Gone Wild's the only person that's taken on Tia. Is Darkmoon pulls up Tia now. So this... Oh my God, there's so much going on. Both of these runners on each team have to finish this game. So this is Fryteeth. He needs to take down this Kraken. He needs to get through this battle so he can keep it moving. If he takes a wipe here, then it could spell disaster for last-minute chaos.
It's already in trouble. Ganon had to waste a lot of resources on that Kraken fight. He's got to get through Tiamat as fast as possible. Darkmoon, bottom left-hand side. He's already been invising up. He's attacking with this White Wizard. There's the fast on the Knight. More tempers coming out. That Knight with the Vorpal is going to swing. 4 hits for 18. Tiamat is massively evasive. It doesn't help the fact that the Vorpal -3'd. Fryteeth is through Kraken. Top left, Sawney Wrath should be about 3. Ooh, great nuke shot there. Has got to be on her knees here. Kraken's almost done for her. Ganon's still working on Tiamat, top right. Stone Touch, I believe, for Tiamat.
Yeah. Turns that Red Mage to stone. And we've got 3 Tia 2s and a Kraken 2 on our screen right now. And Sawney's taking down.
We're about
Kraken
to see
2.
4.
We're about to see 4 Tia. We have not seen 4 Tia 2s this whole co-op tournament. And we're only in the Sweet 16. This is insane.
He's already pulled. There is 4 Tia 2s. There's a Stone Touch on bottom right. Fryteeth. He's trying to make his way through. We're down to 2 on the bottom left for Darkmoon. He's swinging with that Vorpal. 8 hits for 400. He's punching through. Thunder comes out. That's chip damage. Ganon on the top right, still trying to get through with Fate charges in that Masa 3. He's doing 10 hits for 400. So top right and bottom left are punching, doing great damage. It's just a matter of getting through without getting a bad hit from that. It turning into a gnome. An ornament.
Oh my God! Darkmoon. Darkmoon, our second runner, and he didn't stop. No, he's taking on sorcerers. Luckily, they're running away because they have low morale. But still, you gotta stop. You gotta save up. You gotta bring your people back to life before you move. And he's the first one through Tia 2. Ganon's Gone Wild is through Tia 2 right now, and we've still got Fryteeth and Sawney Wrath on Tia 2.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Fryteeth doesn't have the Black Wizard. The Red Wizard is an ornament, cannot cast anything. He doesn't have any tempers. He doesn't have any locks, except unless he's got that lock key item on there.
And Darkmoon, he was the second person in the Topher, is going to be pulling chaos before anybody else. And yeah, Dwight, it says it better than anybody else. The holy whatever, this is a grace.
Nukes coming out for Sawney Wrath. Fryteeth just defeats a Katana swing. 7 hits for 370. He's through too. We're going to have 4 chaoses. Are we going to get a game 3, or will last minute chaos be able to hold on to the lead that they had? Will they be able to take this? Ganon is pulling second after Darkmoon. Darkmoon's getting the invises up. We're walling up on Ganon.
So let's talk about this for a second. Sawney Wrath not caught up to, but has overtaken where Fryteeth was. Fryteeth only went in about just a little under a minute before Sawney Wrath, so I'm not terribly shocked that Sawney Wrath was able to catch up. But we got 2 chaoses happening right now, 1 on each team. All right, we know that both teammates have to finish this. It has to happen. So what's happening right now? What have we seen from Chaos?
We've seen a zap. We're seeing a lot of buffing right now. Ganon's Gone Wild is, I think, got enough Invis 2s already. Darkmoon's got enough Invises out there. we're gonna see a lot of offense on the top right, bottom left.
We have four.
Top left, bottom right are just now starting, so you're gonna see a lot of invis buffing. You're gonna see a lot of walling coming out, getting our light warriors early zap bottom right. Nothing hits. Great for Fried Teeth. Better turn order for Sonya Wrath. The problem is he punches that black mage. We need that black mage on the top left.
Yeah.
We do have Saber for Sonya Wrath, so that's great for him. Full offense, top right, bottom left. They've already got all their defensives. We're going to go on the offensive. There goes a Fate. There goes a nuke for Dark Moon. We're still not able to punch through. Lock comes out. Make it easier to hit that Ultimate Fiend. Big swing for 8 hits for 278 on Ganon's Gone Wild. Lock hits. We got more fades. Looks like Fried Teeth says, I'm done with the defensive. We're going offensive. Vorpal -3 not working for Dark Moon now. Needs more tempers. Top left, we're doing more lock 2s and Viz 2 to keep up. Except for the red mages down. We've lost a temper caster. More Masa, top right, 341. Ganon's looking really good at this point. Ganon, I think, is going to be the first one done here. He's already hitting really good numbers. Dark Moon's the Vorpal -3 is not cutting through. I don't think there's enough tempers. He's substituting it with nukes. Ooh, there it goes. There's the Vorpal we know and love for 500 damage. Fried Teeth, bottom right. He's going all offense, casting the tempers, casting the nukes. Getting that Masa +3 to catch up. Oh man, who is going to end this series? More sabers for Sonya Wrath. Great pickup by that ninja. Lit 2, that's a free turn for Ganon's Gone Wild. We're out of tempers for Fried Teeth, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's already got plenty of damage. Dark Moon's the first one to beat Chaos. He needs his teammate to finish it. He's down to 2 light warriors. Right-hand side, Last Minute Chaos hasn't defeated. Sonya Wrath with the katana.
Down.
That's the power. We have game 3, folks.
We have game 3 and Ganon's Gone Wild and Fried Teeth finish at the exact same time. Only 8 seconds behind Clever Team Name, as Clever Team Name has an official FFR bot time of 1 hour 33:02, and Last Minute Chaos with an official FFR bot time of 1 hour 33:10. We're pulling everybody into the room here in a second. I'm sorry I cut you off. We're going into game 3 in a moment. I just got entirely too excited.
No,
My
I
God.
think you earned that.
That is by far the closest co-op race we've seen so far. Holy moly.
Dude, they are such scary good competitors. Like I am proud of that, honestly.
1 hour 33:02 and 1 hour 33:10. 8 seconds apart.
Yep.
Now, granted, Sonya Wrath and Dark Moon did kill, both of them killed Chaos before either member of Last Minute Chaos, and literally both members of Last Minute Chaos killed Chaos at the exact same time.
That's what you call synchronization.
Oh my God.
So it looks like wow. And we've already got Jat in here, which means that, wow. All right, good to see Jat and Chad hanging out with us. We've got Ganon's Gone Wild. It looks like, obviously, that's Dark Moon talking. I see Fried Teeth there, and Sonya Wrath. So we have all of our racers tonight hanging out with us here. We got questions for you guys. I took over a lot of the questions last night, so I'm going to let Dangwood take over here.
Thanks, buddy. I only had to call that chaos. Thanks, buddy. No,
Oh my God, yeah, I have to go like chaos.
So let's talk about the general strategy. So, Clever Team Name, I'm going to begin with you. You guys decided in the early game to go for exploration and to go after your key items. That's kind of what Greg and I kind of thought you guys went for. So you guys had about a 15-minute lead in the air. You were a little behind on shards because you didn't do a lot of the searching early. Was that your general game plan? Is that the way it just kind of happened to happen, or what?
Yeah, I think Sonny can speak to this as well. When we did our practices for a few weeks there, we were checking chests as we went along and just grabbing everything as we could. And it was our best time was I think a 149. The second we switched to ignoring everything and just doing exploration to get all the entrances, we shaved 20 minutes. So yeah.
So what happened was we did end up starting off going with finding shards as we were diving through the entrances, trying to find the incentives, all the key items, etc. And that just wasn't going exactly as we had hoped it would. So we ended up switching everything over to where it went incentive. We wanted to focus finding the floater so that way we could get that lead with exploration, know exactly where we're going, know where the towers are, etc. So that way we can find those chest dense locations, be able to check them for shards, communicate how many shards are in which area, bounce back, and be able to finish quickly.
And it works well for us, I think in my case specifically, as the anchor of the team. Because when I was going in and doing diving for treasure chests, I would get through a few floors and then I'd die. And so I'd either lose all the progress I made on collecting those chests, or I'd have to go back and do it again. And that was really slowing me down. Sonny Wrath is so fast at this game. I'm so happy to be paired up with him on this. So it's just we had to do things that would speed me up, honestly. I'll take the blame.
All right, and then over to Last Minute Chaos. So you went with a different approach of sorts. Right off the gate, we've seen you both grind those fighters right off the start, gained a lot of levels early, and then you were able to clear a lot of stuff, which gave you a lot of shards early. Actually, you guys took a shard lead compared to them, and it was interesting because there was two different approaches, and you both literally got funneled into the exact same pathing. If you watch it back, it was really interesting. So was that your guys' plan, or were you guys kind of forced into that plan based on that Bridge of Destiny that was so early?
I just think generally if you can get early levels, it just makes exploring safer and pretty much doing everything safer. And I don't know, I got early fade, and so I figured might as well at least check to see what's there, and you can get the early teens pretty quickly. At that point, you can actually start exploring and doing stuff without dying with decent magic. We also have too, so.
And that's kind of what Greg and I kind of touched on. We said it was kind of a gamble of sorts for Clever Team Name, because they were so low level compared to you when they were exploring, and you actually seen that they had to run out of dungeons where you guys were able to warp out because you had the spell charges and the levels and the HP and stuff like that. So it was really interesting just to see, if they ran into a brick wall, they lose the time, but if they don't run into a brick wall, then they can sometimes hold on to that advantage. And it was interesting. At least from my perspective, it was interesting. Greg, I'm gonna move it over to you because I'm having a blank right now.
It's all good, man. I'm glad to be here to call that second race. You guys are tied up now, which that's awesome. I know that's got to feel good for Darkmoon and Sonny Wrath. Probably not so much for Fry Teeth and Gans Gone Wild, but you guys got game 3. That's happening tomorrow night, correct?
Yes, at 10.
At 10. Won't be able to call that, unfortunately. I wish I could, because I want to see game 3. I want to see what's going to happen there between you guys. But man, let's go on ahead. Let me try to think about what I want to talk about here. First off, word association, mummies. Let's go. Who wants to talk about them?
Oh, baby!
No.
You don't like Fire 3 and poison damage mummies?
Ambushing? No.
I got this. So,
go for it.
So, yeah, shout outs to those Fire 3 damage poison mummies that were fairly high ambush rate, because Darkmoon got the poison from them, I got the Fire 3 from them, and he was like, wait, I didn't see the fire 3. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw it. I think it wrecked all 4 of you guys at one point in time. I want to say somebody took a wipe, and I think Ganon's Gone Wild. You took a wipe way deep in that Provoca dungeon. You were like you were on Mirage 2, and you had cleared a bunch of it, and then ran into those guys, and they messed you up.
Yeah, I lost like a ridiculous amount of time in that dungeon because not only did I wipe after getting to the mummies, then I went back in and I couldn't find the end of Waterfall. I literally ran out of spells killing mummies and other junk down there, so I had to warp out and walk out to get more spells. So I can get back down and try to find the end of the waterfall again. So
yeah, and the waterfall, in my opinion, was required because of the tail. Tail, I feel like, is required in these particular flags in general. Good magic on the knights there. Now, I want to also talk to you, Ganon's Gone Wild, a little bit about that Kraken 2 battle. You want to walk us through that and tell us how you felt about Kraken just one-shotting your white mage and then running out of spell charges on everything else?
Yeah, I mean, I realized that somewhere around like after carry 2 that I like didn't have any temper charges, and so I was just like, I have to at least get through one of these fiends with like chip damage more or less. And I felt confident in Topher because I had the Invis 2, like I had so many Invis 2 casts. I mean, the white mage going down there was pretty bad, but I could still get a lot of evade up. But yeah, I basically used everything I had, like every nuke, like everything, and yeah, that took like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, we talked about that because you actually were the first person in Topher at 1 hour 24 or 31. Darkmoon was not right after, but about 2 minutes after you, little under 2 minutes after you. Fry Teeth was like not even a minute after him, and Sonny Wrath again, not even a minute behind him. So Sonny Wrath was actually the last one into Topher, and ended up being the second one to finish this. Now, when you knew you were both fighting Chaos, and how much adrenaline was going on, I know you had to have been like, we got to do this. We got to kill Chaos now. Fry Teeth, tell me how you felt about that.
I mean, I felt pretty good going into that fight because, I had plenty of spells left, and once I got, because I was getting off 3 Invis 2s during the first round, and from there it was, I knew the fight was going to go pretty well. But it was, I think, as I was putting in my last, pressing my last A for that last round, I saw the, down at the bottom, the Darkmoon was typing, and I was like, can I go any faster here?
Can I hold A any harder?
I'll be honest with you. I pre-typed my .done, and then I was trying to go through my timer, and I kept hitting 1, and what you saw the typing was my hitting backspace to get the .done to work.
So, for Darkmoon and Sonny, same question to you guys. You both are pulling Chaos, right? You know you need to get through it. Yeah, like, how do you feel? Do you think that they're also doing as well as you? Or is your heart pumping? Like, how are you guys feeling in that battle?
Sonny, you go first.
Okay, so the last time I had an adrenaline rush like this was Game 2 versus Asher in the tournament.
Spring tourney, yeah.
So my adrenaline was through the roof. Since I know how good Ganon's Gone Wild is, especially after the outstanding performance in the spring tournament, dude.
Thanks.
I had a feeling that both of you were either about to be on Chaos or on Chaos. And I know Darkmoon got to Chaos just slightly before me. So it was literally a moment of, I know I have Saber, I know I have Fast, I have an Invis Stick, I have 1 Invis 2 charge, and I have a spare Cure 4. That's all I need. That's all I'm going in with. I didn't buy heal potions because I knew I wouldn't have the time to spare.
Yeah.
With the magic that we had, heal 2, heal 3, Cure 4, there was no reason for me to buy any of them.
I was going to say, one more question for Fry Teeth real quick. And this could be to anybody, but I want Fry Teeth to be able to talk a little bit about his seed. How about that Fast and Temper at level 7? 2 different places. At least one was Red Wizard learnable, but still. That stinks. You hate to see that.
Yeah, but didn't really come into play for me, at least. And that may be because the Kraken 2 fight, my fighter went down right away, and so I didn't need to use any temper during that fight.
Yeah, I noticed that, and you made the best of it, able to, come up with a plan B on the fly, get through that Kraken 2, it was sans your fighter, ended up working out really well for you guys. Now, I'm going to go on ahead and, since, kind of talked a little bit about the seed, we know we're 1-1. We know we got a race tomorrow night.
Mhm.
Let's go on ahead and get to some final thoughts, unless Dangwu has any more questions for you guys. Dang.
Just that I am hyped for Game 3, and look, you guys played out of your minds. I love the fact that it was 2 different approaches at the early game. You both... Sonny, I said it when you were the last one entering Temple of Fiends. I said, look, he's going to catch up, and you're going to see a very quick Topher from you, and you lived up to the name, Sonny, right? That was a phenomenal play in Topher, and, you did what needed to be done to win it, and, I mean, yeah. So beyond that, I'm gonna move into last thoughts there. So let's go with last minute chaos first. Ganon's final thoughts, and then I'll go over to your partner, the Fright Teeth.
Sure. Yeah. Both these races have been pretty close, so I would expect the next game also probably going to be pretty close. But whatever happens, it's been fun, and good luck to both teams in the next round against probably the tournament winner, whoever comes out of that matchup.
Good chance of that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a very strong chance of that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Thanks for your comms and GG.
Awesome. Fright Teeth?
Yeah, just a lot of the same. Good luck tomorrow, and regardless of how this goes, this has been a lot of fun. I'm still pretty new here, and just appreciate. I've learned a lot from Ganon's Gone Wild in our practices, and thanks for comms and tracking and restream tonight. See you tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like I need to have a conversation with Ganon's Gone Wild and learn how he learned the game so quickly. Maybe he could teach me a few things.
Yeah, spamming up in practice.
Yeah. Obviously, lots of practice and learning the game, and just having that background in speedrunning, because you're from, obviously you played a little bit of Zelda, probably.
Yeah,
at least at one time. Yeah. So
A little
bit. Sonny Wrath, Dark Moon. You guys have made up the deficit, man. You're now tied 1-1. I know that going into this race, you probably knew you needed to get here. You needed to win this race in order to obviously tie it up and not get knocked out of this co-op tournament in the Sweet 16. What you got going moving forward? What are your final thoughts?
Sonny, you want to go first?
So this is a position I've been in before with the spring tournament, of course, with Asher. So I'm definitely very familiar with the situation of being 1-1 going into Game 3. I am definitely looking forward to Game 3, though I will not run Thief Rainbow again. This was a one race special. You all got to see the power that I have when I run Thief Rainbow. It's one of my primary compositions that I have practiced and practiced and practiced time and time again. So I'm going to send that off for this tournament with this match, and you will see me back to Fighter, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage, ready to bring every stop out, everything I can from the book, and hope that we end up winning tomorrow. If we don't, then it's been a fun tournament, and nothing will ever be able to top this match.
No,
Yeah.
Seriously, I am so happy with how we did today, and I'm like really stoked about how close it was. Apparently, there were people cheering for like both sides of this just because of an 8-second difference is just unheard of with 4 players going at once. That is incredibly crazy. I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with how we did. I'm glad I changed my party to the Fighter Rainbow for this particular match. Although I was resisting for the longest time because I really like my 2 black mages, but I may stick with this for a little while because the safety is nice. But yeah, no, everything lined up. We managed to do what we needed to do when we did it, and this was just the exact seed we needed for today to be able to pull this off. Win or lose tomorrow, I am so stoked about how this went, and I'm just happy with our performance here.
Yeah, I can imagine that you guys are both pretty happy with your performance. Obviously, being able to catch up and make it to Game 3 here. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to Dangwoo. You got anything else for us before we get out of here?
Just wanted to say thank you to our trackers, DVS and Shadowed Flames, for keeping us up to date with the shards and everything else, all the items that were found. And thank you for that. You, the fans out there that were able to stick around for this one crazy finish. And, we got more co-op action going on tomorrow. Matter of fact, I think I was just looking at it. We have a top 8 match going on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The reigning champions, CLPP, the Crescent Lake Party Planners, is going up against a BBC tomorrow.
Yeah, BBC, longtime Duckling, Hypez Nova, taking on newer Duckling teaming up with newer Duckling Chadbert, taking on our reigning champions. That's at 1 o'clock. I know we'll probably see the second race between the Vor Pals and the Onrak team that's currently happening right now. If you want to check out what's happening right now, obviously you can follow either Czar, Lyra, Cyranus, or Zenobian, one of those guys. Give them the old follow on the Twitch and see how their race is going. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Obviously, Dangwoo threw the link to the co-op website there if you want to see what the standings currently are at and what the flags are looking like for next week. And GG to all the teams playing. Thank you, Speed Gaming 2, for having us. Davis and Shadowed Flames for doing the tracking. And everybody else out there for watching this. You guys have a great rest of your night. And we will see you next time.